Okay.
Ooh.
Jaime Zimmerman. Welcome to Womanaging.
Hello.
Jaime owns the tattoo shop in downtown Franklin called Mortem Tattoo Parlor. She has had it for almost 2 years now.
Yeah, it's a year and 3 months.
Year and 3 months.
Going on 2 years. Yeah.
Do you have any New Year's resolutions for yourself or the store? What does that look like?
Honestly, I feel like the past few years I've been so committed to like constantly doing something different.
Yeah.
That right now I'm just really enjoying this space that I'm in. Like we have such a good crew there. I'm really happy with like my clientele. I've been staying so busy and just like really like basking in it for a minute before I'm so like dead set on what's next.
Yeah.
So I'm just enjoying the process at the moment.
Yeah. Well, you've been in a lot of like construction of it and redoing the space to what you want. I mean, now you're finally probably like just like, okay, now I can sit down, relax, and
just
do my
breathe.
craft.
Yeah, just breathe. So,
are you like a
nice.
New Year's resolution person in like general, like in a personal life?
Honestly, no, not at all, because I know it's not going to last.
I know I won't.
Yeah, no, but I'm very much the type of person that is like really big on like writing out like goals, like 6 months,
Manifesting it.
Yeah, very much so. And I think right now is like the first time in a while where I haven't like had anything in particular in mind. I'm just kind of seeing where things are taking me. You know what I mean? So.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Whereas I'm like, I can write them out, but I know everything happens for a reason and it'll take me in the direction I'm supposed to go. That's where I'm kind of at with 2026.
I'm 100% same way. Everything that's intended for me is going to find me. So I'm not trying to fight it in any direction. So
there you go.
And sometimes you just got to remind yourself to slow down for a second, you know? So.
Yeah. I think you and I are like in a very, like both of the industries we work in, like service industry, tattoo industry is very hustle culture.
Very much so.
Where you're like, go, 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 go. Mm-hmm. And then when you relax, you're almost guilty for it.
Yeah. Like you feel like, why am I not being productive? Why
yeah.
am I
or
not
you feel like you're missing out.
Yeah, exactly.
But it's the new year. We're
when basking. You have it in you like that, though, like, I don't know, like you said, you feel guilty. So it's foreign. It's foreign to you, but it's nice, honestly, once you get accustomed to it. It is
nice. So. Okay, let's get into it. So where did you grow up? Childhood, the whole shebang. What was that like for you?
Growing up, so I grew up near kind of downtown Indy, like near Garfield Park area. I didn't have a bad childhood. My mom and my stepdad were very present. We didn't have a whole lot, honestly. So, like, I think that's part of, like, where, like, the hustle comes from a little bit.
Yeah.
Because there were definitely times where we didn't have lights on or we didn't have, like, heat in the house growing up.
Really?
Or we would frequent, like, food pantries. You know what I mean? So, I think as an adult, especially after having my first child, I was like, I don't want them to experience that.
Yeah.
So that's kind of like pushed me toward, you know, entrepreneurship in a way.
Yeah. So when you were a child in your childhood and you're like, okay, now this is the time when the lights go off. How did you even register that or as a kid?
Honestly, like it's kind of messed up to say, but I was like trying to resolve the issue myself. Like I was 11 and mowing my neighbors' lawns to try to make money.
Yeah.
Sometimes just to like get dinner on the table. So like my mom and my stepdad tried, but it was also like in the climax of the recession. So it was difficult for them for sure. So
are you the oldest sibling?
I am.
That makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
You're like, I'm gonna help my parents out. Yes. I'm an older sibling too. So you said that, I was like, she's an older sibling.
Yup. You just kind of take it upon yourself, honestly.
Yeah. And how many siblings do you have?
So I have one brother that I grew up with, and then I have 3 sisters that I didn't really know very well until I was like 13.
Okay.
So
nice.
4 siblings altogether.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. I only have 1 sister, and that's enough.
Yeah. Are you guys close in age?
Yeah, we're 3 years.
Okay.
Yeah, she's 19, so that's...
You were so young.
I know. Everyone realizes
it. Oh my goodness, Lila.
22.
You're going places.
How old are you?
I'm 29.
You're in your 20s too, so don't even. You're literally
young.
You're literally young.
22, that's crazy. You're doing so much for 22.
Thank you.
I love that.
I almost don't want to talk about my age sometimes because everyone's like 22.
Yeah.
But like I like being like And people are like, I thought you're like 27 or so. Like, I love that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay.
It's
like,
the way that you carry yourself.
Yeah.
And the ambition for sure.
Yeah.
It definitely gives that.
I also feel like every time I look in the mirror, I'm like, I am dressing more and more like my mom.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait
it.
a second. Like, I got up this morning. I'm like, this is actually my mom's jacket. But like, I was like, wait a second.
You said, how did I get here?
I'm like, you know what? I'm fine with it.
I love it.
Did you have anybody in your childhood that had tattoos, or was that a thing?
My stepdad, he had this is so wild. So I remember him going to my uncle's house as a child, and I was playing with my cousins, and I come out into the kitchen, and he's like getting tattooed.
No way.
Kitchen, and I was like, what is going on here? And so that was like my first exposure to it,
tattooing.
Really. Yeah.
Just in a kitchen.
Yeah.
So not even in like an actual parlor.
I didn't think anything of it. I was like, oh, nice. That's pretty cool.
Oh my God.
Wild.
When did you go to like an actual tattoo shop? When was the first time you saw like the shop?
It was later in my childhood. I want to say I was probably like 12 or 13, honestly.
Damn.
And my stepdad and my mom had went to, I want to say it was Artistic.
Mm-hmm.
And my mom had gotten her first tattoo that day. I
Nice.
still remember it was Simba on her back shoulder.
Nice.
And she was always obsessed with the Lion King. So
that's so cool.
Random Simba on her back shoulder.
I love it. When were you like watching your stepdad and mom and thinking, I could do this? Like I could get a tattoo? Or like when did that ever fascinate you?
So I always like drew.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember watching the artist at Artistic. He sat down and he, if I remember rightly, my mom brought in this storybook of the Lion King. Mm-hmm. And she had this specific image in the storybook. And nice. I feel like I remember him like drawing based off of like what he was seeing on the paper. And I was like, I could totally do that. I was like 12 years old. Yeah. And like my ego was way too high about it. But I was like, I could do that.
You're like, I could do way better than this man.
Totally do that. Yeah. But it was never really like an actual thought until I was in my 20s.
Really?
Yeah.
So were you like the doodler in high school or no?
Oh my God. So much. So much. I took so many art classes. Like my senior year of high school, I went into with almost all the credits that I needed. Yeah. So I just filled up the rest of my schedule with art classes.
Nice.
So I remember like going into art class and the teacher, he would have these drawers set up. And it would be like period 1, period 2, period 3, and everyone would put their projects in there. Yeah. And at the very bottom, it just said Jaime Zimmerman. And I would just put my projects in there. So it was so funny. I was like, I'm in here way too often. I should have known then. Honestly, yeah.
Are you still in contact with your art teacher now, or no? Have you seen them in a while?
I'm not.
Some people are. So that's why
I follow him on Instagram though.
That's enough.
Mr. Purnell, shout out to you. I follow him on Instagram, but I haven't talked to him since then.
Yeah.
So.
Well, I love those stories where like, you know, teachers impact you in such a positive way because there's right now a lot of teachers don't impact people in a positive way, and school's a very weird thing right now, especially after COVID. So I love to hear those still. And I feel like that's only really art teachers now.
Yeah, that's fair to like think that abstract.
Yeah, my English teacher is that to me, but I also hated high school. So
really?
Oh, I hated it.
What did you hate about it?
Well, I was in the I was in choir and show choir my whole life. Mm-hmm. And I love to perform, but I think it was almost an abusive space because they were just like, I'm the same way. I'm like, I gotta win. I gotta be the best version of myself. But they were in a more extreme way, and it was gross. And I never had a life outside of choir, which if I did, I'd probably be in a different situation. I'd probably be in a couple bad situations, but
so it's probably for the best.
It's probably for the best, but I never really got to enjoy anything that wasn't choir related because there was so much, like I had to have like 2 periods out of my 7 choir, and then I'd be there after school every day or working.
Oh my goodness.
So, or then like those Saturdays you would be completely in competition. So there was never time to do anything else. Like
it's a lot.
Yeah. Looking back on it, it is a blessing, like total blessing, but I don't feel like I would ever force like my kids to do it.
Yeah. Honestly, they ask so much out of children. Like my son, he's 10 and his football schedule is crazy. So like they have practice 3 days a week. And then they have games on Saturdays. And then if they go into All-Star season, they have games on Sundays too. Like, it's insane.
Yeah, I'm saying, how do you even like hold a full-time job, like doing your
running a business?
Yeah, running
like that.
a business.
Yeah, it's difficult.
And then a football schedule for a 10-year-old.
It's so much. It's so much. Like, especially in the fall, I feel like I'm running myself ragged. Serious.
Like, you better turn out like Tom Brady.
I
Like,
swear to God.
Like, you know all this I'm doing right now for you. Yeah.
I put no pressure on it at all, though. Like, we'll get to his practice, and if he's not feeling it that day, I'll be like, hey, you go out there and kick ass. We'll get boba. And he's like, I love boba. I'm like, I know you do. Go out there and do it.
That. I think I've only met your son once when he was running around the tattoo shop, and he's so sweet. Like,
he's so sweet, but he's so charismatic too. He's got a lot of personality to him. He really does. Every time he comes in, if Floppy's there, they're just roasting each other back and forth, and unfortunately, he gets the better end of it. I love it. I was like, I spit you out, honestly.
He is a spitting image of you.
He's precious. He's way cooler than I am, honestly. He's way cooler than me.
That's funny. That's what Adam will say about Nora. I'd be like, she's cooler than me.
I love her.
Nora too.
She's adorable. She gives Wednesday Addams for sure.
She's the best. I'm excited to see what she will do with Adam on the podcast on his podcast. But when was the first time you got a tattoo?
My first tattoo, I was 17 actually. And I had to like coerce my mom for weeks for me to get it. And I remember it was this rose that I drew myself.
Nice.
And for no reason. Why did I want a rose? I don't know. I was 17. I just wanted a tattoo. So she was like, well, there's this one specific person we're going to go to, and it's someone that she had known from like her childhood. And we go in there. She signed off for me because I was 17. I still had to pay for it though. So she was like, I'll sign it, but you have to pay for it. And I was like, you know what? I'll take it. I'm getting tattooed at 17. I don't care.
Yeah.
So I did. It was just a rose on my hip. It was nothing crazy at all. It was a good experience all around. I forget that it's even there most of the time.
Same.
Honestly.
I forget mine are even there.
Dude, people comment on my chest one, and I'm like, what are you talking about? And it's been there for years. So
yeah, I don't think about it. Like when I go out in public, I'm like, oh, I have a tattoo on my hand. I literally forget I have it. It's like my piercings, like on my nose. Like I'm like, I don't even think about it.
Yeah.
But
it's your default setting.
No, yeah, exactly. It's just like, it's just there. It's just a part of you after that. And then when you got your rose, do you get like, or did you get the itch to be like, I need another?
Honestly, no, I did not. Like I only had that rose. So I was 17 when I got that. I don't think I got another tattoo until I was 22 or 23.
Really? So you waited like 5 or 6 years.
Yeah. Yeah. I wasn't like super like gung-ho about getting a bunch of tattoos, and now so much has changed. So much has changed.
I could control myself. I was just like, let's go. I was like, I got my first one and it was just like little handwriting. It wasn't anything big, but then I was like, I can do more.
Yeah.
Well, I think once you figure out it doesn't hurt that much, you're like, oh, easy.
Yeah, and now you have so many. Like the other day, you had like your arm showing, and I was like, I didn't even know you had tattoos like that. Like I love that.
The girl you were tattooing was like, I didn't even realize you would even do, you know, or she said like, you don't look like you'd have tattoos.
Yeah, like if they were covered, like looking at you, I would not guess.
No, and I love that though. Sometimes I'm like, it's kind of a mystery.
It's kind of what do I got going on?
Did that girl survive?
She did. I can't remember, what was she getting tattooed? Do you remember?
Jamie was torturing this girl's ribs for her first tattoo.
Oh, that's what it was.
It was a bunch of words.
Oh my gosh.
They were cursive.
I tried so hard to convince her to like shorten the quote too. I was like, this is gonna be a hula hoop. Like,
oh my gosh,
it's such a long.
I felt so bad for her too, because I came in and we were just talking, and her hands were like profusely sweating.
Yeah, she kept showing us. She was like, look.
I was like, oh baby, like
yes.
It gets better.
She already wants another one, so it's fine.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Love it. And she was super, super skinny on her ribs, and I was like, oh.
Yeah, that's the first thing she said. Like when she came in, she was like, I know there's not a lot of me. So
I was like,
it's gonna suck.
That's killer though, to do that for your first tattoo, and now she's ready to probably get more, like you said. She's ready to go.
She thugged it out. Good for her.
And then I was gonna ask, what were your jobs before tattooing? Like, what were you doing in your spare time? Did you go to college?
Okay, so I love that you asked this because I did so many things.
Yeah.
Like tattooing is like the longest commitment I've ever made, honestly. Really? So I attempted going to school for aesthetics.
Okay.
It's mostly like skincare and
yeah.
stuff like that. And then I attempted going back to college for paralegal studies. And I did like one semester. And I was like, I'm not doing this. I'm just going to watch like Criminal Minds or something and call it a day. And then as far as jobs, my first job was at Ponderosa Steakhouse in Beach Grove.
Love.
Yeah, so there was that. I was there for like 2 years. It's so crazy. It's not even there anymore.
Were you a server?
I worked the cash register and I baked too.
Nice.
So I was in charge of like the rolls and the desserts and stuff like that. So I actually have like a scar on my titty from a pan of rolls. I'll never forget Ponderosa. Look at they branded.
What happened?
So it was Halloween and we were able to like dress up or whatever. And so I had like this really low cut V-neck on and it was so busy. I was like running back and forth nonstop. Yeah. And the timer was going off for the rolls. And I was like panicking. So I'm like, I better not burn these fucking rolls. Like we've been out for so long. And so I grabbed the pan out and then it slipped back and the pan just came down and like landed on my titty. It was terrible.
And so what you said it was busy. So did you have to keep going?
The show must go on. So yeah.
I don't even know why I asked, because if I was in your position, which, you know, I manage 2 restaurants, the show goes on, guys. Let's keep going.
Like, my titties burned regardless. So I might as well just move on.
Were you going up to people and they're like, what happened? And you're like, it's fine.
Yeah, pretty much. We'll talk about it later. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. What else did you do before tattooing?
All right. So I worked at Ponderosa and then I worked at Kohl's my senior year.
Nice.
My senior year of high school, I worked at Kohl's and Ponderosa at the same time because I did half days.
Yeah.
So I would leave school at like 10:30 and then I would get to Kohl's at like 11. I would leave Kohl's at like 3:30 or 4 and then I'd be at Ponderosa at like 4:30 or 5 and I'd be there till like 10 p.m. So like my senior year, I was constantly either at school or I was constantly working. But I've always been the type to just pour myself into whatever I'm doing. Yeah. So, and then after that, man, I've had so many jobs. It's ridiculous. I worked at Planet Fitness for a while.
Nice.
I used to take naps in the supply closet. We're not going to talk about that.
Did anybody ever catch you?
No, because me and the person that I was working with, we were in cahoots. So I'd be like, hey, I'm going to take the walkie. If you need me, dial me up. And so I'd just be in the supply closet and I'd hear, Jamie, there's a line up here. I'm like, ugh.
You're like, I guess my nap's cut early.
I guess I have to go earn my $8 an hour or whatever.
So after you napped, when was your next job?
You know what? I was a debt collector for a little while. So there's that.
Nice.
For like medical bills.
Okay, cool.
It wasn't cool. It was terrible.
Well, that's like that's kind of like your corporate job though.
It was like my first like grown up job.
Yeah, your big girl job.
And I was just like calling people and harassing them for their money.
Were you given like a list every day of who you had to call?
It was like, it was all on the computer.
Okay.
So I would call people and then I would have to put in the notes what happened. And then I would click a button and the next person would pop up. And it was terrible, honestly.
Were people getting upset with you?
Yeah, it's medical bills. They don't want to pay their medical bills. So
that's
like,
awful.
And you know how I am anyways. Like, for instance, we could charge people's insurance.
Yeah.
So if they never submitted their insurance and they had it, that would likely cover it, right?
Yeah.
So I remember I called this lady and immediately she was pissed. And she was like, I'm living out of a bag right now. This is the least of my concern, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, well, is your insurance card in your bag? Because I could just run it right now. And she hung up on me.
You're like, please, I gotta make like my goal today.
Like, I have a quota. Please help me.
Were you getting commission for people like paying their bills?
So you
How does that
could,
work?
but honestly, like I never really did. I wasn't great at it. I was not great at it.
I don't think I'd be good at it.
How could you be?
I don't think anyone's good at that job.
No, you would.
That's
sometimes
awful.
you would get lucky, and people would have like, they would have mail, and they would call the number that was on the mail, and be like, "Oh, I just want to get this paid off."
Yeah.
And if you caught one of those calls, that's an easy commission for you.
Yeah.
But typically, if you're calling them, they're not too worried about giving you any money. So I did that, and then I also served. I bartended. I worked at the Raskeller. I worked at a bar up in Fishers for a while. I worked at a call center for like a home improvement company.
Yeah.
I did so much. So it was actually directly before tattooing, I was bartending.
Okay. So where were you bartending?
It was a place called Pearl Street, and it was in Fishers. I think it's still there.
I think, yeah, it's still there.
And
yeah.
It was right before COVID. So they actually promoted me to bar manager 2 months before COVID happened. And then when COVID happened is when I decided to pursue tattooing because I couldn't work at the bar.
Yeah.
So a couple months goes by and the GM, she messages me and she was like, hey, we're about to reopen. It's probably safe to say you're not coming back, right? Because she's seen me tattooing. And I was like, yeah, I don't think I am. And she was like, okay, well, I'll probably hit you up soon for a tattoo.
Oh, well, hey, there you go. That's still a client.
She was great. I adored her. Seriously.
That's great. So, I think COVID started like March or April. When did you start like fully like tattooing, apprenticeship? What was that process?
So I never had an apprenticeship.
No, never?
No, I'm self-taught. I'm completely self-taught.
So how does that even entail? So what did you do to like teach yourself?
It was so sketchy. It was so sketchy. And I wouldn't recommend it for anybody listening. I would not recommend it at all. But I knew that's what I wanted to do. And I talked to a few places about having an apprenticeship, and it was really difficult to get into. And also I was a single mom at the time, and I didn't have the money to pay thousands of dollars for an apprenticeship either. Yeah. So I was like, well, I'm going to learn one way or another. Mm-hmm. So I bought all the things that I needed, and I practiced on myself at first. And on like pig skins and fake skins and things like that. And then family members would be like, hey, do you think you could do this? And I'm like, we're going to see. And so that happened. And then by summer, I was like going to people's houses in like really like sketchy situations.
This episode is brought to you by Studio Space Franklin, a bright, welcoming studio made for creatives and small business owners. Whether you're planning a photo shoot, filming content, recording a podcast like me, or just need a quiet, beautiful space to focus and create, Studio Space Franklin makes it easy. The studio features gorgeous natural lighting, versatile backdrops, flexible setups, and props for just about any season or brand vibe, all with simple, stress-free booking. Studio Space Franklin is owned and operated by Kara Wagner of Miss Kara Photography, a fellow small business owner who truly gets it. You can rent the studio on its own or book Kara as your photographer or videographer to help bring your vision to life. With experience since 2008, she's worked with families, brands, events, headshots, and more. A woman-owned studio supporting other creatives and small business owners? We love to see it here on Womanaging. Ready to book the space, book Kara, or both? Visit MissKaraPhotography.com/Studio Space Franklin. That's Miss MISS Kara CARA photography.com/Studio Space Franklin. Go support. Thanks, guys.
And then by summer, I was like going to people's houses in like really like sketchy situations just to tattoo. Like, I remember, this is so wild. So this guy messaged me and was like, hey, do you do house calls? And you can almost guarantee if someone's asking about house calls, they're probably on house arrest. Yeah. I know that now. I didn't think about it at the time, but I know that now. So I was like, sure, money's money, right? Yeah. So I pull up and it was on like the far east side. And there was no front door in this house at all.
Was it just like, open?
It was just wide open. And I was like, am I in the right spot? Like, are you sure? And he was like, yeah, come on in. And I was like, I'm going to die today, right? So he had told me that he had somewhere for me to tattoo him. By that, he meant he would be laying, I was tattooing his neck. Okay. He would be laying on the couch and I'd be sitting on the floor tattooing his neck. Oh. Yeah. So this giant like crow on the side of his neck at that. So I was like, you know what? I'm already here. I'm doing everything for the plot right now anyways. So let's get to it. So I'm doing it. Yeah. And then before I know it, his like baby mom walked in and is like cussing at him in Spanish. And their like daughter is sitting right there. And so I'm just sitting on the floor holding my machine while they're like yelling at each other in Spanish back and forth. And I was like, she storms out. I didn't hear her come in because there's no front door, right? So
just let yourself in.
Yeah, go ahead. So she storms out, and I look at him and I was like, so should I go? Or he was like, no, she's just mad because she can't have all my money. And I was like, okay.
Says
so
the
what
man
I'm
with
hearing
no
is
front door.
says the man with no front door. And also you're probably spending your child support on this neck tattoo. But I'm already halfway through it.
Yeah.
I'm getting paid today.
Yeah.
So I go back into it. And she comes back again. And she's like pointing at me and cussing and pointing at him and cussing. And I was like, I'm going to head out now.
Did you finish the tattoo?
No, I did not. It was not finished. So I went ahead and like I packed my stuff up. And then on my way out the door, he offered to tip me in weed. And I was like, you're barking up the wrong tree. I'm sorry. So,
oh my gosh.
Those are just like,
and then
that's the situations I was in learning to tattoo.
And then you were like, you know what? The house calls aren't my thing. Maybe.
Yeah, I was like, you know what? This isn't for me, I don't think. So I still, again, I don't recommend this, but this is how I started. I got a new apartment, and the apartment had like a specific room designated to tattooing. So it had like my setup at the shop now.
Yeah.
As sanitary as it could be in an apartment, of course.
Yeah.
But like that way people could actually, have a space to get tattooed appropriately, somewhat appropriately.
So how long do you think it took you from saying I'm going to tattoo full time, I'm going to teach myself, to I'm now like tattooing people? How long did you say that took?
Honestly, it hardly took any time at all.
Wow.
Yeah, and I know it's probably like a really unique experience, but I'm super grateful for the people that trusted me in the beginning, because I would not have gotten this far had they not.
Yeah.
But I think especially with it being COVID, like it was the appropriate time for that to happen, because everyone's stuck inside. They're getting like these stimulus checks. They're getting extra unemployment if they're, not an essential worker. So they had money to burn. They didn't have anything to do. And a lot of the tattoo shops were closed down. So unfortunately, that did work in my favor. So, and I didn't turn a whole lot away. I probably should have, but it did not turn a whole lot away. I would discount it, like, I'm not super confident in this. So if you want me to do it, I'm going to do it like crazy cheap. And they would do it. But it got me the skin time that I needed to learn. So
were you ever like, okay, I know I can't do this, but I'm going to say yes? And
there were definitely things I would turn away. I'm like, hey, I can't achieve exactly what you're asking for.
Someone bring you in like a portrait?
No, I would not. I didn't start doing portraits until I started at the Rue Morgue.
Really?
Yeah, I did not touch a portrait until I started at the Rue Morgue. And I came in like right off the bat, like doing my mini portraits there too, which is so funny. I was like, I'm going to test the waters. And it did well. So, but yeah, I would not do portraits. And then if there's like certain like more realistic things that they were looking for at that point in time, I would tell them, I don't feel comfortable attempting to achieve this, but this is what I could do. And that's part of like the salesmanship of it too. Right?
Yeah.
Like, I can't do this for you, but this is something that I am more confident in.
It's like being a hairstylist.
Yeah. Yep. So kind of goes hand in hand right there, the salesmanship and everything.
And when were you finally saying, okay, now it's time for me to go into a shop? Where was the first shop you worked at?
So the first shop that I worked at, it's not even a shop anymore, I don't believe, but it was called Still Rod South at the time.
Where is it at?
It was off Troy and Meridian, so kind of close to where I grew up at, actually.
I know where that is, but it's not a tattoo shop anymore.
No, it's not. Yeah, it's like in that like really small little strip right there, and it's right by where the Thirsty Turtle used to be. Yeah. So he reached out to me, and he was like, "Hey, I'm opening up this shop. I really like your work. Are you looking to get into a shop?" And I was like, I would love to get into a shop, like just to be more established. Like, I don't want to do what I'm doing forever. It was just a way to like get started, So I did. I was there for a few months. It wasn't the best circumstances, honestly.
Yeah.
The guy, I'm still so appreciative for him getting my foot in the door and like giving me the opportunity, but it wasn't like the most professional environment at all. And there were things that would happen there that did not look good, especially for me trying to establish a name for myself. So I ended up leaving there, and then I remember making a post on Facebook, and I was like, hey, I won't be at this shop anymore. If you have an appointment with me, reach out to me. And I appreciate your patience during like this transition or whatever.
Yeah.
And the owner, Jose at Skechers, he reached out to me, and he was like, are you looking for a new shop? Like within like 10, 15 minutes of me posting that. And I was like, I am. So I was there like 2 days later for an interview, and he hired me then and there. So it was that was an easy transition as well. Yeah. And then I stayed there. I want to say I was there for around 2 years, and I seen Adam had posted that the Room Morgue was hiring. Mm-hmm. And I wasn't looking for a new shop at that time, but I was like, well, this is like really established, you know, like it might be a good opportunity. There's amazing artists there, you know, just to surround myself with that. Because I'm the type of person, I don't like to stay in one place for very long. Yeah. You know, like if I feel like my time is up and I can grow more elsewhere, I'm going to do that. You know, you have to be selfish in a way. So I reached out to him, and he was like, yeah, when can you come in? Well, I went in and talked to him, and he was like, okay, when can you start?
So he hired you on the spot.
Yeah, like we talked for a while. Yeah. We talked for a while just to make sure that everything aligned. But I loved the vibe of the shop. Everybody there was great. He was great. I was like, this feels right. It feels like it was intended for me. And I remember going back and telling Jose that same day, like him putting in my 2 weeks. And I'm not going to lie, I cried a little bit telling him. I was like, I'm so sorry. Yeah. So, but we're still good on good terms to this day.
Oh, for sure. And, you know, like the Room Morgue, that's a once in a lifetime opportunity, in my opinion, like that. Yeah. What Adam created is amazing. Yeah. How long was your interview with him?
Oh, man, we probably talked for a good 45 minutes, probably. Maybe an hour,
He's
honestly.
So easy to talk to.
Seriously, you'll get caught up in it so fast. Yeah. And it's just, there was not like a moment of silence the entire time. It was just like a constant back and forth. And we already had so much banter. Yeah. I remember, this is so funny. I don't know if I've even told him this, but we were messaging, and he was like, hey, I'm running a few minutes behind, and like to the interview. Yeah. And I was like, I'll let it slide this one time. Who do I think I am? But I was like, I'll let it slide this one time.
And now you're like, oh, now I'm that business owner.
Literally, it's I'm funny. I remember pulling up in front of the shop, and his truck was already parked there. Mm-hmm. And I watched him like get out and like scurry into the shop, and he like got behind the desk really fast, and he had messaged me. I don't think he realized I was behind him, but he had messaged me and was like, I'm here, you can come in. And I remember when I walked in, he was still like a little out of breath. He was sitting there. I was like, hi. And he was like, hello. It's so funny. I was like, you could have gave yourself a minute. It's fine.
I know. So, I've been in that situation where I'm running late. I'm like, hey, how are you?
That was me today. That was literally me today.
It happens. And then you're like, you get in those shoes, and you're like, makes sense. Like, it happens. But that's funny. That's real.
It is.
Owning a business, managing people, you're going to be late every once in a while.
It's so much to juggle sometimes.
And what was the transition like working for Adam? Did you have to like train under him at all, or were you just kind of like set free?
Yeah.
And then he like gave advice if it was ever needed, or?
Yeah. So he, Adam's great. Actually, Adam is the first person that I would have considered a mentor to me in the tattoo industry. Yeah. Just because prior to that, any people that I would like try to pick their brain or get advice from, it was very like standoffish. People don't want to hand out their secrets, you know what I mean? Yeah. So I was kind of like left to my own devices for a while. But Adam was great. During the interview, he walked me through everything, and he showed me, he's like, this is going to be your booth and blah, blah, blah. So I didn't have to work under him per se, but I will say he knew the direction that I was going in with like my style of tattooing. Yep. And so anytime that I had questions, I could just stand over him and ask him, and he'd be so willing to help. Or like I could show him a tattoo once it was finished and be like, hey, what do you think I could have done differently? And he was eager to help with that, and I'm so grateful for it, honestly.
Yeah. And who was working at the Room Morgue when you first got hired on?
Man. Okay. So when I first started, there were, I want to say it was 2 artists that were phasing out. Mm-hmm. I remember, I think Corey was on his like last week there. Yep. Before he had moved. And then Chase was on his last few days there. Yeah. Because I think I worked my first event with Chase being there, if I remember rightly. Yeah. And then other than that, it was Curtis, Miles, Rat, I think started shortly after I started. Mm-hmm. Shelby was there, of course, and Anna. So.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And Josie. And Josie, too. Josie. I love Josie.
I met Josie for the first time only a couple of months ago, and I
Was it
loved
during
her.
the event?
Yeah, that's the first time I ever met her.
I adore her.
But I think we've seen each other on social media, so it's kind of one of those things where I was like, here is us meeting in person.
Yes.
You know, but when you started tattooing in that, you know, big established studio like the Rue Morgue, was it competitive? Was it very much like a team bonding feel? What is it like tattooing next to so many great artists?
I think it was a little bit of both, honestly. Everyone was pretty welcoming. And everyone was so eager to like learn and grow as well, which was really nice because the shop that I had worked at prior, it wasn't an open concept like the Rue Morgue.
Yeah.
It was all like isolated booths with walls, and you went in and you did your tattoos and then you left.
Yeah.
So it was a different type of camaraderie than I was used to, but it was something that I needed. I just didn't know that I needed at that point in time.
Yeah.
So it was a great experience.
Yeah,
honestly.
and there's such a thing as healthy competition. And
100%.
I say that all the time with my servers, not in a way of, I'm going to steal your table, but in a way of, okay, how much can I take at once, but while being my best self, and when is the best time for me to be like, hey, you need to step in?
Yeah.
Like, and then ask questions. Like, there's a healthy competition to it. Like, you want to be your best self.
Yeah.
But you also want to surround yourself with the best people.
Iron sharpens iron.
Yes,
100%.
exactly.
Yep.
And so that's what I mean by healthy competition. But I mean, another like huge piece of the Rue Morgue was, you know, it being kind of scary or it being haunted. Were you ever like when you first went to your like job interview, like, this is kind of scary, or were you like into it?
Honestly, I love that stuff.
I loved it.
I love that stuff anyway. So I was like, I feel like right at home, honestly.
So it never bothered you?
No, there definitely, even to this day, there's times where when I'm walking out the back and it's late at night, like I'm calling somebody to have them on the phone while I walk through the back because I don't want to get caught slipping at all.
Yeah.
So, but it's scary from time to time. I think I'm so accustomed to it now. Like, I'll walk in the morning, because it doesn't matter what time of the day it is. If stuff's going to happen, it's going to happen. I'll walk in the morning, and my ring light will turn on by itself. And I'm like, we are not doing this today. It is 10 a.m. And I'll just turn it right back off.
Do you say it out loud?
Yes, out loud. I'm like, we're not doing this. And I'll just turn it off.
I remember my dad getting tattooed in the Rue Morgue when I was probably a freshman. And it was Corey doing his sleeve. And I remember my dad being like, well, you can go back into the very back room by yourself if you want. It was never like I was forced to.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay. And I would go back there and I'd see everything, but I wasn't like freaked out by it.
Yeah.
Like my younger sister was. And I was like, okay, I was there and.
You're just taking it all in.
Yeah, I'm there and those pieces are there.
Yeah.
I was never like scared by it. But, I know some people get spooked by it very easily. Did you have anything happen to you when it was just the Rue Morgue and all that stuff? You were working side by side with it. Did anything
so much
happen to you?
happened. So much happened. Like Adam has. I think actually the documentary that he put, there's like a little snippet in there of me talking about an incident that had happened there, where the music had cut off and then we heard like footsteps like walking directly next to us, just me and my client, and we were the only ones in the shop, and it sounded like old like dress shoes, like just walking next to us after the music had just cut off. And I was like, that's unsettling. you know? There was an incident where I had a client come in, and I don't know what it was about that day, but so much had happened in that one day in particular. Like the ring lights turning on by themselves, and then like your stool, you know how like you have to like hit the bottom of it for it to like come up. I remember my sister, she worked there at the time. She was walking over to her station, and as she was walking over to her station, her ring light turned on by itself and the stool like popped up as she was walking up to it. And it was just so wild. And in that same day, because we're already creeped out at that point in time, right? So it's just me, her, and my client, and we're all huddled up in my booth because we're terrified anyways. And we're sitting there, I'm tattooing my client, and my sister, she was like, I just have an uneasy feeling. And I was like, well, that's kind of the vibe of the shop. So, you know, I try to brush it off. And the music gets quiet for a second, and I think that song was changing or something. And we hear a door go, ear. And I was like, are we doing this? Are we doing this right now? So my sister looks over. She was like, Jamie, Anna's door's open. I was like, what are you you talking about? I thought maybe the bathroom door, but not Anna's door. It was wide open. And we were like, okay. So all of us walked over there to shut it because we were not trying to isolate ourselves. We come back and we're making conversation, trying to forget about it. And an hour later, my sister looks over because like she can glance over and like see in the hallway, right? So she looks over, she's like, I can't make this up. And I was like, what now? She was like, now the light's on. I can see it underneath the door. And I was like, okay.
Were you like, are you messing with me?
She was there the whole time. She was just like, because she was watching me tattoo. Yeah. She was apprenticing under me at that point in time. So I was like, I don't know if we can do this today. Like, we finished. But my client, she was like, I'm not going to lie. If like something else happens, I might have to leave. And I was like, I understand. So
I've never had anything happen to me inside that space ever. Like,
really?
No, I never have like a bad feeling or anything like that. But I wanted to ask you for sure while like Adam's pieces were there if anything happened.
Yeah.
And like what it was like. But
I think now when things happen, personally at least, I don't get a bad feeling at all. Like I don't get like this overwhelming like negative energy or anything like that. It's just like creepy shit happens and I'm like, okay. It feels more playful than anything else, honestly. So like almost whatever it is wants a reaction. So I'll acknowledge it and then I'll just move on.
I acknowledge it too. And if you haven't, you need to watch the Saul House documentary by Adam Stoner. And this will make a whole lot more sense why I'm asking Jamie about it. But when were you ready to have the conversation with Adam as, okay, I'm ready to buy the space or I'm ready to lease the space? How did that happen?
It was so funny how it worked out. So me and Adam, we've always had like such an open line of communication. So anytime I'm thinking something, I'm like so quick to be like, hey, what do you think about XYZ? So it was heavily on my mind about opening up a tattoo shop. I was like, I don't know, I feel like maybe I'm at that point to where I can like do my own thing, you know, even though I loved being there. I love the people and I love the space. Yeah. Like I said, I don't like being in one spot for too long. Right. Yeah. So I knew ultimately I wanted to open up a tattoo shop. So I went to him and I was like, hey, I just want you to know it is on my radar to open up a shop myself at some point. I don't know what that timeline even looks like, but because it is on my mind, I feel like you should at least know about it. Yeah. And he was like, well, what do you think about this one? And I was like, what are you talking about?
Like, are you joking?
I was like, what? What are you talking about? And he was like, well, you know, essentially he was like, I have other things that I already want to pursue. I'm just waiting out the lease here. Yeah. If you take over the lease, then blah, 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 walked me through it. And he was like, I trust you with the space. So I was like, okay, all right. And then he was like, well, when do you want to do it? And I was like, I don't know. How about like the beginning of the year? He was like, how about Halloween? And I was like, okay, great. And this is in like July at the time. Yeah. So I did not have a whole lot of time to really think or like adapt to the idea. It just kind of happened. But
so that means you had 3 or 4 months?
Yeah.
In those 3 to 4 month like span, what were you doing to get ready?
Oh my God. So because he was taking pretty much everything with him. So I knew I was going for like a more Victorian aesthetic, right? Like I still wanted it to be like creepy, but in a different way. Yeah. So I was collecting stuff from antique malls. I was also like tattooing my ass off because like it takes money to do the things that I was want to do and even, you know, to buy what I wanted to buy from him and things like that. So I was tattooing so much and I was like constantly looking for things for the shop and then working out the business side of it too, you know, with like licenses and stuff like that. And he put me in contact with his lady. Shout out to Trina. She's amazing. I absolutely adore her. Yeah. She made my life so much easier, seriously. So just working all those details out. And then he was organizing his, what was it? Like the final Halloween with the Rue Morgue, I think it was, where he had the casket for it and all the things. And that was my introduction to postmortem as well. So I had like a table set up for like the shop that it was becoming. Yeah. So I remember I bought like, it was like 100 or 200 roses, like individual like red roses. And I like stayed up with some of my friends the night before and I was like wrapping them up in like this gold foil. Yeah. And I was putting like business cards and stuff in it. And then everyone that was coming in, they were just like giving those roses too. So it was super cool. Ordering shirts and getting merchandise made and stuff like that. Yeah. So
I mean, that's a huge process in a little amount of time.
Yeah.
How did you decide on the name Postmortem?
Oh my God. So I went through so many different names. And I wanted it to be kind of focused on like afterlife because the Rue Morgue obviously already has that assumption, right? And then he put on a funeral for the Rue Morgue.
Yes.
So it's almost like it is the Rue Morgue after it died, right?
Yes.
So I loved the name, like Dearly Departed. I absolutely adored that name.
Yeah.
And then when I did my research, there was already a tattoo shop named Dearly Departed. I think it was in like Wisconsin or something.
Oh.
And not only was it a tattoo shop, they were doing a beautiful job with it too. And I was like, man, this sucks. So I was stuck in a rut for a minute because everything that I could think of, I just did not love. And I've actually told Shelby this. So there was one day that we were all in there tattooing, and she's so funny anyways. She came over and she was just talking. She was like, I feel like shit today. Like, I feel like I'm post-mortem. And I remember like sitting up in my seat, and I looked over at my sister and I was like, I was like, go ask Adam what he thinks about the name Postmortem. And then she goes into his booth while he's tattooing, and she was like, hey, Jamie wants to know what you think about the name Postmortem. And he was like, yeah, I like it. I like it. So that's what it was.
I love the name, and I love the logo. I think it's so fun.
Yeah.
When were you like, I'm going to paint this whole black castle white?
Dude, I went back and forth so much, but I felt like because Rue Morgue was coming to an end, it needed something drastic. Yes. You know what I mean? And when I told everybody that I was going to paint it like a cream color, they're like, you're out of your fucking mind. One, they didn't think it was going to look great. They did not think it was going to look very good. And they're like, do you know how hard it's going to be to cover these stark black walls? Like, that, it was so dark in there. It absorbed any kind of light that came in. Like, it was like a cave, honestly. So I was like, we're going to try it. Worst comes to worst, I'll just repaint it black, I guess. So
how many coats did that take?
Not as many as you would think, actually. Okay. So, but I sprung for like more expensive paint too. Don't even remember what it was because I'm just a girl. But yeah, so I think it was like 1.5 coats technically, and then for like the base coat, and then on like the pearlescent walls that we did, it was like a single pass of that. Honestly,
did you do it yourself?
I had help. Help because I'm like a really shitty painter. Like, I can paint on a canvas, but like
paint on skin.
Yeah, literally, I can do that. I can do it on a canvas. On a wall, forget it. I don't know why. It looks terrible every time. So like I would like half-ass it, and then somebody else would go behind me and like go back
just
over
like,
it.
A little bit.
Yeah, it looked so much better afterwards.
Did you have to pitch yourself to people that were staying at this like space like to work for you, or they were like, "Oh, work for you"?
We had like a shop meeting and everything, just so that we could all get on the same page. And of course, like they had their reservations because we were going from being like just coworkers to now me like running the ship essentially. Yeah. So we just had a shop meeting where we all like voiced like any kind of concerns we could have had. Like I changed like the booth rent situation and stuff like that, and it all went a lot smoother than I thought it was going to. Honestly. Yeah. So.
That's really nice. And I relate to your story because you went from being a coworker to being a boss. Mm-hmm. And I had the same thing happen to me. I was serving, and then I became the manager. Yeah. And it was, everybody supported you until you had to, step into your role, or not punish, but like reiterate, be more assertive. Rules, yes, and do your job. Yeah. And then people get upset with you for doing your job, and you lose friends. Yeah. And it makes you feel really upset, and makes you feel, why did I take this role?
Yeah. Or like you're doing something wrong. Yeah. When really you're just doing what you have to do.
You're doing your job. Yeah. And your real friends will appreciate that. Yeah. Yep. And
they'll hold space for it too, Yes. So
you have to like wait it out. You have to wait out. It's the growing pains.
It is.
I was going to ask you, like, what were your biggest growing pains becoming an owner?
Honestly, it's hard to say because I'm doing so much of what I was already doing prior to owning the shop. Yeah. I just have more responsibility now, right? With like just the business side of things. It is weird now, like having to be people's boss, like, because we have such a good camaraderie too, So like we vibe so well off of each other, and we're all in there like laughing and joking. Yeah. So it can make it a little awkward when I do have to address things, although I've never had an issue doing that. So And honestly, with the crew that I have right now, they don't push back. They don't push back because they know that like if I'm taking the time to have to address something, it's for a good reason.
Yep.
So I haven't had too much of an issue with that so far.
Yeah, I think my biggest thing is maybe like doing an HR role and then going back to like working side by side.
Yeah.
And you're like, anyways. Because for you and me, it's easy.
Yeah.
For them, it's like, oh my God, my boss just came to me with concerns and now I have to work by them.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you know, like,
but we addressed it. It's so easy to just be like, hey, this is what I need from you. This is what I'm not receiving. This is what you're doing well. Just move on from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
And yeah, you just get in that weird, like, tense mindset of it.
Yeah.
But then your real employees will understand.
Yeah, 100%.
Who was the first person you were like, I'm hiring on? This is my first hire. You did your first interview with them. Who was it?
My first hire was Floppy, actually.
And what's Floppy's real name for people who don't
Darren.
know? Darren?
Yes, my first hire was Darren. We don't call him that. It feels so strange.
Have you ever called him Darren?
I think maybe once to be funny and it felt wrong. so I never did it.
Was he going by Floppy at his other job then?
Yeah, so I guess he's had that nickname since he was like a child.
Okay, I was wondering about that.
So that's pretty much what he goes by. But looking at him, it doesn't even look like a Darren. Honestly, I just know him as a Floppy. So I had made a post about us hiring and a few artists reached out and then he reached out and I was like, well, if you want to come in and talk to me, you can. I wasn't like super head set on like hiring someone off immediately. Yep. I just want to like put fillers out there. Yep. Right. And so I talked to a couple people. I didn't feel like it was going to be a very good like match just because it's not just about the art to me. Like it's about like what you're bringing into the shop with like your mindset and the vibe. And that is very important to me. You know what I mean? Because I really want to like nurture the environment that we have. So he came in and we talked for probably 2 hours, like nonstop. And I mean, Floppy's a yapper anyway.
He is a yapper.
So, also, I'm a yapper.
Yeah,
so
it works well.
Yeah. So, and he was so open and he was so honest and he was so goofy. And I was like, I honestly think this is going to be like a good match. And, like I vocalized that there were like parts in his work that I wanted to see grow, but that we would be there to like help him with it and stuff like that. And he's grown exponentially since he started there. And honestly, now I could not picture the shop without Floppy. I really couldn't do it.
I can't either now because his work has really grown in the past 6 months. Like that Mac Miller face he just did a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
Insane.
Yeah, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. Yeah. He's been doing some killer stuff lately.
Yeah, he's done a lot of portraits recently, I think.
He has. Like. Yeah, he's been doing more of that and then also more like black and gray Japanese work too.
Nice.
That has like really surprised me. Like he's been killing it, seriously.
That's awesome. So you said you look for not just their work, but mindset when you're hiring. What else are you looking for when you're hiring a new artist? What do you want to stick out to you?
I think those are two really big things for me. Their personality. I have to know that their personality is going to mesh well. Yeah. Just because like what we have now, I like hold that so close to my heart and I don't want to like, once you bring in more personalities, it's such a gamble. You know what I mean? So
it is.
If they mesh well, that's huge on my list.
Yeah.
Also them wanting to grow and like being willing to take criticism too, you know, whether I'm older than you or not, because there's times where like
there you go.
I've had to work with artists that have been tattooing longer than me and are older than me, obviously. So we're all here to learn from each other. You can learn something from everybody.
Yes.
So I think that's huge as well.
Yes, definitely the having to like give constructive criticism to someone who's older than you, that could go south real quick.
Yeah, I'm sure you know yourself.
I've gotten yelled at, and I'm like, I'm just doing my job. I'm so and then you're the one saying sorry. And I'm like, why am I saying sorry?
Yeah.
It can get really confrontational really quick.
Yeah, I think the approach makes a huge difference, but some people just aren't very like receptive to it at all. So that's big to me. Like, can you take criticism? Like constructive criticism, of course. You know what I mean? Constructive. And then your personality, are you willing to grow? Where do you see yourself going?
Yes.
And I think like being able to partake in our events and stuff is a pretty big deal to me too. So people that are excited about that, like that makes me excited as well. So
are the events that you do optional for your artists?
Everything's optional. Yeah, it's 100% optional.
Nice.
But it's nice to know that they are just as excited about these as I am.
Yeah.
So,
I would say all of your artists always come, so that's why I was asking. And they show up and they show out. So that's why I was like, I wonder if it's optional or not.
And we always have such a good time doing it. So they know that they don't have to partake in it, but they always want to. It's a good time. It's always such a good time.
Oh my gosh. So. And they bring all such different but amazing work.
I love that. And I love how unique all the flash is to each artist too. Yeah. So,
but it also gives variety for your clients.
Yes.
Like I know Sarah went to, I think it's Dante.
Yeah.
And then Stevie went to you during one of our events.
Yeah.
And it was so cute. Like I loved it.
Yeah, so fresh.
It was all different.
Yeah.
And then Floppy took one of my regulars that came in to support, and everyone was constantly busy and booked.
Yeah.
And I was just like, that is so cool.
It's so cool to look or to take a second as like an owner. And I'm sure for you too, because like you like own the bar cart, to like look around at like what you put together and be like, damn, like we're really doing something here, you know?
I always say I like stepping back from an event, like with Wild Geese, like once they start talking or once they start their interviews with the authors, where you like step back and you like kind of look at like the trash.
Yeah.
And you're like, this many people wanted what I was giving. Like, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, I'm happy to take your trash and throw it away.
No, seriously.
That's how I am.
I love it. I seriously love it. Like just seeing the sign up sheets, seeing how many people showed up, or like, I remember one event that we did, it was raining outside and there was still like a line down the street and we're watching people like wait outside in the rain.
Was that the Friday the 13th we did this summer?
Yeah, it was. Yeah, because it wasn't the one that we did in the evening. It was a morning time one.
Yeah.
And it was wild.
I know. Some people stayed there literally all day.
They did. Yeah.
And people were literally sitting on the floor.
Yes. Yeah, I forgot you were there too.
Yeah.
Because that was the day the lights went out.
That's when the lights went out. I think that's a good story.
It's such a good story.
So Jamie and I did our first Friday the 13th event this summer. I think it was in June.
Yeah.
And, we had just started. The line was flowing.
It was insane.
It was
The whole shop was like packed.
Buzzing.
Yeah.
And then I think we started at 11, right when noon hit, lights went out.
Yep.
And
full force.
Literally, you watch Floppy go.
He shrugged his shoulders.
And then he just kept going.
Yeah, he had his client like hold the flashlight on his phone, and he was like, "Well, my machine's wireless, so
he's like, I don't care."
And then other people started following suit.
Yeah, but I could tell all of the clients were like, "What's going to happen now?"
Yeah,
and you immediately go into like fight or flight, and I think that is very like admirable. Like you were very much like, "What do I have to do to get this done? Who do I have to call?"
Yeah,
and you did not worry at all.
Yeah.
And
I try to stay pretty composed the whole time.
But were you deep down like, oh, no?
Honestly, no. I feel like I should have been more alarmed than what I was.
Yeah.
But I'm very much the type of person where I'm like, well, this is happening, so how do I fix it? You know what I mean?
It's already happening.
I don't really have much time to freak out about it. And honestly, freaking out about it's not going to make it any different. So I'm like, okay, well, I have a phone call to make, I guess. So
it's in the vibe.
Yeah. And you know what's so funny about that is I had clients asking me, did you do that on purpose?
I heard that too.
I was like, why would I get the light? Like, why would I do that on purpose?
I was like, I heard a couple of girls being like, I feel like this was kind of on brand. And I was like,
post-mortem, the lights go out on Friday the 13th.
Yeah, meanwhile, I'm like, that was when I got the busiest too. And everybody was like, well, lights are out. I'm going to get a drink.
We're gonna drink in the dark. Yeah.
And I was like, oh my God, I can't even see what I'm pouring. And it was I was like, let's go. I guess I'm making drinks in the dark. Everybody wanted one.
I love it. I loved that, like, despite the wildest thing happening, everyone stayed composed. Everyone still did what they had to do, and they still had a good time. Like, nobody freaked out.
Yes.
We messed with the breakers, and then I had to call, and they had no reason for what happened. They're like, well, we're just going to reboot it.
I know. They couldn't. I remember you telling me there was
such
no
a
reason.
Friday the 13th thing to happen. It was so wild.
There was no reasoning behind it. And it's really hard to keep your staff calm. It really is. And they did a really good job at it. And like for me, like I have a younger staff though.
Yeah.
They if something goes wrong, they're like, oh my God, what do I do? And I'm like, don't say it in front of everyone. Like, it's fine. Like,
Yes.
it's fine. But your staff handled it really well.
They did. You know what's, they're also young too. Dante's only 18. I don't know if you know that or not. Dante's 18. Yes. He's been tattooing for 2 years.
Oh my gosh.
Isn't that insane?
He carries himself so well.
He carries himself so well, and he does, for being 18. I'm not even gonna say for being 18. He does great work. He does really clean work.
Yes.
But when I learned that he was 18, I was like, this is insane.
Clean, really clean lines.
Yeah.
Like the tattoo he did on my friend Sarah, I can't believe that. I'm gonna have to tell her.
Yeah. I can't imagine where he'll be in 10 years.
That is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So what do you have planned for Mortem Tattoo Parlor? What's in your agenda?
Man, I'm not sure yet because I'm just such in like a flow state with it right now. So our lease is up in the fall, and so I'm considering like I'm going back and forth on like redoing the lease there or finding a different building.
Really? What makes you want to do a different building?
We just don't use half the space most of the time. It's so big. Although I love the building. I love it. It's beautiful, honestly, and it's perfect for it. Odds are I'm probably going to stay there. Yeah. But I might look around a little bit and see if like something like suits us better. Yeah. Although I have a big ass 1800s hearse, so like I'm gonna need some space for that. Out the door. A prayer. A prayer.
That is some manpower.
I'm not doing it.
Oh yeah.
I'll hire someone to do it.
Oh no, yeah. You can hire me and Jason.
Oh.
We'll do it.
What?
There you go.
Okay, great.
We always do a side hustle. We'll do anything.
Okay,
just the manpower. I have a couple like quick questions. Like they're kind of like speed round questions. Ooh. Your crow story was kind of nightmarish, but what is one tattoo nightmare story that is like ingrained in you?
Oh man, like on someone that I've like been tattooing.
Yeah. What is something where you were like, oh no, like really sticks out for you?
All right. So there's a couple. So back before I worked in a shop, I was tattooing this guy, and he was once again on house arrest, and he was doing like active drug deals while I was tattooing, and he gave me no warning whatsoever prior to me coming over that he'd be doing business while I was tattooing him. And then I do remember at the end, I like took a video of his tattoo and I posted it on Facebook. You could hear a drug deal happening in the background.
What happened?
Someone commented on it and they were like, hey, you might want to turn the audio off. And I was like, I listened to it and I was like, fuck. So I just deleted the video immediately. There was one time this woman literally smacked my hand while I was tattooing a quote on her leg.
Because it hurt so bad?
Yeah. She said it was a natural reaction. I was like, you chose to smack my hand while it was actively tattooing you.
I don't agree that's a natural reaction.
It's not. It feels really premeditated. And even like her friend that she brought with her was like, girl, what are you doing here? So I was like, if that happens again, you're going to have to go. But she got like halfway through the quote and tapped out. It was wild.
On her thigh?
On her thigh. It was her first tattoo.
Sorry, I shouldn't be judgmental. I was just like, that's not a natural reaction. I think like if your leg flips up a little, or
that's one thing. That's one thing. Different. She smacked my hand with a machine in it, and it almost fell out of my hand.
Did it not like ruin her tattoo or anything?
Luckily, she did it at a part where I was like lifting up, so it didn't even like touch her skin. Thank God. But it could have been like it could have went really wrong. Oh my gosh. Honestly. Yeah.
That's a nightmare for me because I'm a control freak.
No, for real. But honestly, so that happened at the shop that I worked at prior. But since going to the room work, I feel like my clientele, I have so much return clientele. Mm-hmm. I have like such an established rapport with a lot of them that I don't have a whole lot of stories to tell. I mean, I have some goofy stories to tell, but as far as like tattoo nightmares, no, most of my clients are phenomenal. So
that's nice.
I know. It really is.
That is like rewarding to have that.
It is
clientele.
like just to be like to see who's on my schedule the next day and be like, oh man, I cannot wait to see them. And then like I love that. Get caught up on all they have going on in their lives and stuff like that too. Like it's one of my favorite parts of the job. Honestly.
You're basically a therapist.
I am a therapist.
You are. I say that about servers and bartenders too. Yeah. Like you're a therapist.
Yeah. And to be honest, I feel like some of my clients are my therapists too. So it's like it's give and take for sure.
Oh yeah.
So
it's a good relationship.
It is. It is. I mean, but like when you're spending so much time next to somebody, it's hard not to like open up and get to know them. Yeah. And it's like we're about to spend the next 8 hours next to each other. I better know everything about you by the time that you leave here.
Do you have people that don't want to talk? And you sit in silence?
Not often. I think I've had like one or two situations where they're like, hey, I'm not much of a talker. I'm going to have my headphones in today. And I'm like, all right, me too. So I'll just put mine in. I'll listen to a podcast or something. But it doesn't happen often. Or sometimes if they come in and they are more reserved, once I get them opened up, it's like a whole different side of them. So
and isn't that rewarding?
It is. Because
you feel like, okay, I'm a welcoming human. To them.
Yeah.
So what's your favorite tattoo you've done recently?
Oh, it's like, I don't know. Asking that question is like asking like, who's your favorite kid?
Well, I also didn't say what was your favorite all-time tattoo you ever done. I'm saying recently. It changes.
Okay. I was working on this clown one the other day. I'm not even finished with it yet.
The one you posted?
On my story. Yeah.
Your story?
I really like that one. Also like this jeweled piece that I did. I don't know if you've seen that I posted. I really like that one too.
I see you've been doing a lot of jewels and portraits. What is your favorite style to tattoo?
Probably both of those things.
Both of them?
Honestly, I only post a fraction of the tattoos that I actually do.
Yeah.
And I try to post things that I want to do more of because I feel like if people see it, they're going to bring it to me, of course, just naturally.
Yeah.
So, jeweled tattoos, I absolutely love doing. Like, I just have so much fun with those.
Yeah.
Like just anything ornate. And then portraits. I love doing portraits. And then here lately, like colored pet portraits, I've been really enjoying doing. Yeah, so
it's kind of a niche.
Yeah,
market
it
there.
really is. And I have a few that are like in the process right now, and I cannot wait to finish them up so that I can post them because I just have so much fun with it and just like evoking the personality that's already in the photo is really.
So,
fun.
Do you like color or black and white better then?
Okay, man, that's such a loaded question.
I know.
So black and gray is more of like my niche. It's like what I gear towards more. Okay. It comes more like naturally to me, but I feel like color, especially with like color realism, it's more engaging because I have to think more about it and I have to be like way more calculated with what I'm doing.
Yeah.
And then you have to like worry so much about color theory and stuff like that. So I'm really learning to enjoy that process. So it's hard to say. I think it depends on what it is because when it comes to like a person's portrait, I'd prefer to do it in black and gray.
Yeah.
But I don't know, here lately, like with animals, like doing them in color, I've really been enjoying. So
I have a lot of people ask me if I want to ever do color, and I just don't feel like I've seen the right color that I want. I don't know. I'm just weird about it because I'm also really pale.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, I don't know how this is going to look.
Wearing it, I prefer black and gray.
Yeah.
I prefer to wear black and gray 100%. I think I have 2 or 3 like little tattoos that have color in them. Nothing crazy. But like this whole arm's black and gray.
Yeah. I was going to ask you, color, what heals better? I always feel like everybody says color doesn't heal as well as black and white, but at the same time, I almost feel like maybe it's like a size thing. What do you think?
Honestly, color that's applied well will age just fine. It'll age just fine. All tattoos over time will need touched up.
Yes,
so
for sure.
I think with black and gray, it's less noticeable because it's more like even over time, as opposed to like some colors will age faster than other colors, or they may fade faster than other colors. Like yellow doesn't typically hold up great. So if you have a tattoo that has like yellows next to other colors, those other colors may hold up better over time than that yellow does. So I think it just depends on what it is and how it's applied. But I've seen some color tattoos that look phenomenal like 15 years later. So
same. I have girls that work for me that have really nice color tattoos, and I love those. But I'm just like, I don't know if I could ever see it on myself.
Yeah.
It's a weird dynamic. What is your favorite tattoo trend right now and your least favorite tattoo trend?
Ooh, spicy. Okay.
Let's get into it.
All right. I think my least favorite tattoo trend is cyber sigilism.
What exactly is that?
Exactly.
Like cyber
sigilism.
What is that?
It's essentially like modern day tribal.
Modern day tribal?
Like, I'll have to show you a picture of it.
And why do you not like it?
Because it's modern day tribal.
You just personally don't like it.
But with like fine lines. It's like modern day tribal, but with like fine lines. And I don't know, it's just like something about it. But I don't like tribal in general.
Okay.
Right? So like all the old school 90s tribal, hate it. I hate it so much. I won't do it. I won't touch Polynesian tribal just because I have respect for it.
Yes.
I don't know what the fuck I'm doing if I touch it.
Yes.
But cyber sigilism, I don't know. It feels like too much of a fad for me, and I feel like it's not going to look that great.
Yeah.
Like 10 years from now, you know?
Yeah, you have to think about what you're going to feel about it 10 years in the future. Kind of just the way you just described it. I don't know if I would like it personally, too.
Yeah.
But it just depends on the person. What about your favorite?
My favorite trend? Oh my God. Okay, so it's hard to say trend because I like the things that have been around for a while and that have like stood the test of time. So I don't know. I don't know if you would consider the jewels a trend. I don't see it really being a trend. I think I see it more happening over the last few years. But I think the patchwork tattoos are really cool. Not like the ones that look like actual patches. Yes, you know what I mean? That like they're stitched in.
I like those.
I think those are super cool. I've seen some that are like exceptionally like well done, and that takes a lot of skill to do it like that too. So
yeah,
I have an appreciation for those. I haven't really done any of those, but I think those are pretty cool.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite tattoo artist right now that you like following?
Oh, okay. So my favorite artist, I would say, would be the one that I observed prior to starting doing jewels, and that's Ryan Ashley.
Okay.
So I was following her work before I ever started even tattooing. And before she even went on to Ink Master, I was following her work. So
yeah.
I like her personality so much. I like her style. What she does is so beautifully done. Yeah. I don't know if you've ever really looked at her work or anything.
She is
gorgeous work. Yeah. Absolutely gorgeous work. So that probably sounds cliche to say because she's on Ink Master now, but still, that's what got me into doing jewels in the first place.
Yeah,
so
and even if it's cliche, I don't think it's cliche, but even though if people think that, it's still something that helped you gain respect for the industry you're in.
Yeah. 100%.
That's how I think.
And even like push myself towards like a certain genre of tattooing that I probably wouldn't have otherwise. So I have to have that appreciation.
Exactly. Sure. And like just speaking of like women in the tattoo world, it's still like mainstream media is very much tattoos on men. I remember growing up with only tattoos on men and male tattoo artists. And just like that's still like, oh, well, she has a tattoo. She must be like tough. Like they always like link them with a traditional male
like a masculinity.
Trait. Yes.
Yeah.
What is your opinion on the tattoo industry being almost more male leaning? I feel like it's turning the opposite right now.
I think it's making a lot of great strides in the other direction, honestly. Like
was it hard though when you first started?
I feel like I wasn't necessarily taking it seriously when I first started because of it. But every year there's more and more women artists, and most of the people that I see getting tattooed at my shop are women.
Yes.
So I do feel like it's making positive strides in that direction for sure. So,
would you?
I'm excited to be around to be a part of it and just like watch it all like unfold. So
this might. Would you rather?
Oh God.
Tattoo men or women if you had to choose?
Women, 100%. Women. I'm a girl's girl.
I know, I am too. But I've heard a lot of people say like women take tattoos better. Like
they do.
They do.
They do. 100%.
Miles always said that. He always said that to me. Like women take it better.
They do. They honestly do. I have experienced way more like crybaby male clients than I have crybaby women clients. So
what do you say when that happens? Like, what do you tell people when they start to be like, I'm going to tap out?
If it's honestly so. I talk a lot of shit to my clients anyways. Yeah. It just comes with the camaraderie, right? So, like my male clients, I'm like, tighten up, princess, you'll be fine.
And how do they respond?
They receive it well. So
I've never had any of my tattooers be like, it's fine, you'll be fine. Like
with my women clients, it's different. I'm like, are you okay? Like, do you need a second?
I've never had to like be like, I need a break.
Yeah. But for some reason with men, I'm just like, you're fine, princess.
Yeah, okay. Relax.
You're fine. You're tough.
But for you, I mean, you said at the beginning, you started out tattooing as a single mom.
Yeah.
Well, how did that impact your journey and your mindset behind it?
I think it gave me the drive to like really see it through. You know what I mean? So because everything that I'm doing, my children are watching, especially now that I have a daughter. She's my youngest. She's only 3, but everything that I'm doing is going to set the standard for how she holds herself. You know what I mean? So I think it's really important to not to not have your existence as a mother be purely about being a mother, you know, to have an identity outside of that.
Yeah. I want you to elaborate on that because it can be hard. Like a lot of people feel like mom shame or dad shame because they're at work. How do you fight those feelings of like shame, like going to work or like having to be at work later?
I don't think there's any way to win, honestly.
Yeah.
Like I think you're going to have that feeling regardless. So I try to just sit with it and instead of trying to find a way around it, just sit with it and just know that like it is temporary. Like the long hours that I'm working right now, it's not going to last forever. And then it does allow me as well to be more present with them whenever I am with them.
And
like
get your time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I definitely get my time. And then I really get to enjoy it as well. You know what I mean? So I'm very present and in the moment. And part of that is why it takes long for me to get back to messages sometimes, because by the time I leave the shop, I'm just so eager to like go home and see them and spend all the time that I can with them. So.
Which is healthy and helps your business overall because it makes you feel better.
Yeah. And to try to find that balance, I don't think I'll ever find the perfect balance between work and home. Honestly, I think it's always going to like teeter in one direction or the other, but it's at least a stride in the right direction. So.
Yeah, for sure. What advice would you give a single mom wanting to pursue entrepreneurship?
Just do it. Just do it. I think tattooing is the only thing that I've ever not overthought. I knew that's what I wanted, and anything that I had to do it, I didn't think too much about it. I just made the jump. Yeah. So like when it came from like moving from Skechers to the Rue Morgue, I didn't really think much about it. I was like, this is a great opportunity. I'm doing it. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because I easily could have talked myself out of it.
Yeah.
Or even when I had that conversation with Adam and he was like, is this something that you want? Yes. I'm not going to give myself too much time to like talk myself out of it. Like, because if you don't jump on those opportunities, they're going to slip away.
Exactly. So. And you don't want your kids to see that you miss an opportunity or you think about it all the time. And it's good for them to see like, hey, I took a risk and it worked out in my favor. Yeah. You know, because some kids don't see that. A lot of kids don't get to see entrepreneurship in their parents. Yeah. And I think for your kids to see it at a young age and be able to like really have a lot of time with it, it's really going to impact them in a positive way. Yeah. They're going to love it. They're going to be like, well, I used to run around like at my mom's shop, you know? Like, that's how I am about my mom. And I think that's one reason why I'm doing entrepreneurial things now, not an office job. Yeah. I can only I wish that for I want them to be happy regardless. But for them to like chase the freedom that comes with entrepreneurship, I think would be like a really beautiful thing. And I hope that I'm just like paving the way for that. Yeah. You know? So I'm going to wrap up with a few questions. They kind of go on what I just asked you, but what is one piece of advice you wish you had when starting Postmortem a year ago? Honestly, you know, I think I received all the advice that I needed. And Adam, even like to this day, if I need something from him, I'll just give him a call. Like even if it's just like a little guidance on something, I'll give him a call, and he's so eager and willing. And I hold that like business relationship so close, honestly. That's awesome. So I can't be more grateful for the guidance that I got leading up to that, honestly. Awesome. So you wouldn't change it then? I don't think I would change anything. And anything that I did have to figure out on my own, I think was character development, and it was intended that way. So I like that you didn't have an answer for it, actually. You're the first person that didn't have an answer. Really? Yeah, I love it. Interesting. I think it's great. Whenever you have self-doubt or feel uninspired, what do you do to rid yourself of those feelings? Do you have like a ritual you do or like a self-care item? So I don't struggle with self-doubt too often, to be honest with you, because I know that like I've proven myself over time, to myself at least. Yeah. I've like created a track record of like following through with things. Yeah. So I can say that I'll get low on energy and I'll start to like feel burnout from time to time. But at the end of the day, I know what I have to do and I know that I'm going to get it done. So I'll take the time aside, and like my Mondays are my self-care days. So like I'll go and I'll do like red light therapy, or I'll get my nails done or stuff like that. I think it's still really important to make time for yourself and recharge, even if you have a million things on your plate. So, yeah, that's awesome. Yeah. My last thing is going to be, what is one thing you want young entrepreneurial women to know that does not get brought up enough in the mainstream media? Ooh. And it's a mouthful. It's not as hard as it seems.
I feel like people make it seem like you have to jump through hoops. And I mean, maybe you have to jump through like hoops, but it's a lot harder working the rest of your life to make someone else rich than it is to take the initiative. And it'll either be a lesson or it's going to be everything that you wanted and more. And if you don't take the risk, then you're not gonna get you'll never see the reward. So
I think people get more caught up in the overthinking of doing something instead of actually doing it. You can
overthink your way out of doing anything, honestly. So like you can find a million reasons not to do something, but that one reason to do it is strong enough. It's worth it. Yeah, 100% worth it. It
is. Well, thank you for coming in, Jamie. You came in kind of on a whim. I'm really happy you did. I've been wanting to get you on.
It was so last minute.
It is, but it was everything I wanted. Jamie and I are doing an event February, Friday the 13th at Postmortem, 5 to 10 we're doing. Yes. It's going to be flash tattoos, piercings, vending, all that good stuff. So if you're wanting something that's not your traditional Valentine's Day plans, come see me and Jamie Friday the 13th, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. Postmortem, baby. And thank you again to Kara setting up this amazing studio. We recorded today at Studio Space Franklin. This will now be my spot for 2026 doing Woman Managing going forward. And
oh my God.
I'm really excited that you're one of the first guests here.
I love that.
It's awesome.
I'm excited to be here, honestly.
And it was great. So much love to you, Jamie.
And Postmortem. Oh, you're precious.
See us Friday the 13th, baby. We're signing out. Love you guys. Bye.
Toodles.